Hey everyone! So if you've ever worked with AI, you know the deal. Trying to write that perfect prompt, it feels more like an art, right? A bit of magic maybe? You tweak a word, you change a sentence, you cross your fingers and hope for the best. Well, today we're going to talk about a tool that wants to flip that whole idea on its head, to take all that guesswork and replace it with cold, hard, data-backed proof. So let's just get right into it. Every single day, developers, prompt engineers, we're all stuck playing this guessing game. You've got two prompts, you think they're both pretty good, they both kind of work, but which one is actually better? Which one is faster or cheaper or gives you a higher quality output?
And really, it all just boils down to this one simple question. This is the big one in the world of LLMs. If you can answer this correctly, you can save a ton of time, a ton of money, and let's be honest, a lot of frustration. But for the longest time, the answer has always been based on what? A gut feeling? A few random examples?
So, how can you really be sure? With scientific certainty. Because without some serious testing and actual data, you're pretty much flying blind. You might pick the prompt that feels better, but over thousands and thousands of runs, it could secretly be the one that's slower, way more expensive, or just gives you worse results.
Okay, so this is where things get really cool. We're about to make a jump from all that uncertainty to actual certainty, thanks to a tool called NeoPrompt Tester. The whole point of it is to take the guesswork completely out of the process and swap it with a proper scientific method.
So what is this thing really? At its heart, NeoPrompt Tester is a toolkit for running real scientific A/B tests on your prompts, and it makes a couple of big promises. That you can compare your prompts with actual statistical rigor, we're talking real math here, and that it'll give you the results in these clean, beautiful reports that anyone can understand.
So how does it actually pull all that off? Let's pop the hood for a second and see what's going on under the surface that makes this tool so powerful. This tool is just packed with features. You've got that serious statistical rigor, which is then presented in those beautiful reports so the data actually makes sense. It supports multiple AI providers, which is huge. It even does an ROI analysis to show you exactly how much money a better prompt can save you. And get this, it can use another large language model as an impartial judge to score the quality of the responses automatically. And of course, it's tracking all the key performance metrics you'd expect.
And that multi-provider support? That's a really big deal. It means you're not locked into just one ecosystem. So whether you're using Anthropic's Claude models, or you're all in on OpenAI's GPT models, or maybe you use a whole bunch of different models through OpenRouter, you're covered. That flexibility is just fantastic.
And don't think for a second that this is some massive, complicated piece of enterprise software. You can get this thing up and running in 4 super simple steps. You clone the project from GitHub, install the dependencies, plug in your API keys, and you are literally ready to run your first test. It's designed to be incredibly accessible.
Okay, so you've run your test. Now for the good part. What do you actually get back? This is what it's all about, turning all that raw data into a clear, actionable decision. Let's take a look at the output.
And boom, here it is. The tool gives you this perfectly clean, side-by-side summary table right in your terminal. You can see it instantly. Prompt A has a higher quality score, it's faster, it uses fewer tokens, and yep, it's cheaper for every single response. All the key metrics are right there. Totally unambiguous.
But the report doesn't just throw raw numbers at you, it actually calculates the impact. So in this example, Prompt A delivered a solid 8.06% improvement in quality over Prompt B. Now that is a concrete, quantifiable number you can take to your team and say, look, this is better. And here you have it, the final verdict. It's not just, hey, Prompt A is better, it's Prompt A is the winner. And we are 97.45% confident about that. That confidence level is everything. It takes away all the doubt because now you know you have a statistically significant result.
So where does that confidence number even come from? Well, it's not just pulled out of thin air. The tool uses proven, established statistical methods like the t-test and p-value calculation to actually validate what it's telling you. This is the kind of stuff a research scientist would use, and it's what separates a professional tool from just a simple script.
Okay, so we've seen what it can do, but how would you use it in the real world? Let's walk through a couple of practical examples to see how this might look in your day-to-day work.
Here's a classic problem. You're building a customer support bot. What's the right vibe? Should it be super formal and professional, or should it be more warm and conversational? Well, instead of guessing, you can test it. You write 2 prompts, each one setting up a different tone. You run them against a bunch of real customer questions, and you let the data tell you which one people actually prefer.
Or how about this one? Length. Do your users want a quick, straight-to-the-point answer, or would they rather have a detailed, step-by-step guide? With this tool, you can put a short and sweet prompt up against a really structured, detailed one and see which one gets a higher quality score. No more debates.
Now, to get the most out of this, it is really important that you design good tests. The golden rule of A/B testing is critical here. Only change one thing at a time. Think about it. If you test a new tone and a new structure in the same test, you won't have any idea which change actually made the difference. You've got to isolate your variables if you want a clean, meaningful result.
And that's really the bottom line here. Prompt engineering is growing up. It's quickly moving from being a creative art into a serious, rigorous engineering discipline. And tools like Prompt Tester are really leading that charge. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Your prompts have been guessing for a long time. Isn't it about time they started proving their worth?